Good evening and welcome back. We're continuing the journey of fabricating a 2.5 inch catback stainless steel exhaust system for my 2003 Honda Accord. The story goes that a couple of weeks the welded joint off the back box inlet has failed due to rust, and just being a stressed joint, it's just given up through high frequency and low frequency load. It's just no bueno. So because I want to give back to the car and I have a few requirements that I set out in the first episode, I've convinced myself that it must be stainless, so that's what we're going through, the pain of that process. The car itself is super reliable and fantastic, so I want to give a bit back to it after it had a bit of an upset there. So the issue that we're addressing, the entire catback system is to be replaced, and as our welded joint to the back box failed. The system itself is 2-inch OD for stock, and I find it's pretty poor for maintainability because it's just one giant system here. So that's something I'm going to be addressing as well. In this episode, we'll go and we'll make the 2-inch to 2.5 inch expansion joint up here with an additional flange for provisioning a large silencer here if we need to. And that's what we're going to see this episode. So some stainless steel TIG welding with a back purge. So let's get on it. Just prepping this stainless flange to go on this, to the reducer from the 2.5 OD to the 2-inch OD. And then pop this on the 2-inch OD, which goes on the cat, and then I'll have this pop on there for the rest of the system to go off. While prepping it, the disc caught on the edge of here. It just happens, but that meant it's sheared the point at which it fastens into the die grinder, and that's a pain to get out. So one thing I've seen recently, if we get some gas, there we go, let me heat up a screwdriver right on the tip. Get nice and hot, not too hot so we don't damage the screwdriver. Might want to use it again. And then we just pop it in the plastic. Alright. We'll let that cool off and set. I'll pull it out in a sec. This is where it doesn't work, or I don't leave it long enough. There we go. Whoa. Come on, you can do it. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, let's bring it close. Hi. Alright. Alright, we had it. Yeah. Wicked. There you go. Super easy way to remove these. All it takes is a bit of fire. Right, I said there'd be TIG, and there will be TIG. I got my Y-piece splitter, so I've got my flow meter going to the machine and the other one for my back purge, but I can't find my third ball valve flow meter, rather annoyingly. So I'm just going to have to steal the MIG one, but there's nothing wrong with the one from the MIG, it's a bit scruffy. It just ain't TIG. It's seen some stuff, but it'll work. Now that we've got that fixed, let's see what's in the tank. Yeah, fairly healthy. Should be enough for the job. We shall see. See if we get the stuff out. Yeah.
ourselves set up for the rest of it.
Right, let's get this going. See how we go. Let's give it a quick little down with some Scotch-Brite. Trying to avoid touching where I'm welding now. It's stainless, so it gets rather upset. Let's give it some acetone as well. There we go. Yeah, makes all the difference. Close that off. Get it away from any flame. Start getting this tacked. Right, let's get going with some TIG. Got a number 12 oversized gas lens, 1.6mm electrode and 1mm filler, set to about 65 amps peak, no pulse. And we have a little third hand with our ground clamp on it. Let's see how this welds out. Now I have my gas set to about 20 CFH. See if we can get a stringer going. Now that we've got that welded on the outside, I need to do an autogenous weld on the inside. So just to catch it on the inside here, on the other side of the flange, just to double seal it. But I'm not going to use any filler because any filler will just raise it and I'll just have to grind it back down again. So it's just going, like I said, no filler or an autogenous weld. Right, so yeah, this is 1.5mm wall, 2.5 inch OD here, 2 inch OD here. This is the stock OD. This is what I'm popping it up to. And then this flange will go onto the cat. So I've already put a flange on that. That's the one I had to do at mild steel with MIG, because it's going to be mild steel, cat forwards, and then be stainless all the way back. So these are stainless flanges I'm putting on now, and this is about 4 or 5mm. Let's get some acetone in, clean it fully and not touch it, because we are doing stainless. I could just send it, but I think I would just cry myself to sleep otherwise. There we go. See? No matter what you do, you can always clean something more. But then I guess an expansion of that phrase would be to know when to stop, and that's something I do not know. So this is 308L filler on 304 stainless. This is 1mm filler, and I'm using a 1.6mm electrode. I've got a pedal. My pedal minimum is 20 amps and my maximum is 65, so I'll be bouncing between there as required. And I'll line them up here. Because these don't need to index too perfectly to each other, because the cat can be rotated 90 degrees to the rest of the system and it really doesn't care. This is just for looks, isn't it? Come around a little bit more now that I am buggering around with it. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Right. Go away. Where am I? I'm in my garage. It's 35 degrees Celsius. You're smart, you can work out what that is in freedom. Let's get going. About 20 CFH on gas as well. Get myself a bit of light. That'll help you guys as well. Yeah. On tack. Move on to the next. Go around the back, it's already started pulling up. There we go. I can put the ground on, I guess. It's good practice, isn't it? But we're still grounding through the table, so there's no dramas. There we go. Alright, same as before. We're going to build up on the flange and then go over to the pipe. You can kind of imagine what I'm doing. There we go. I know it's only tacks, but still gonna keep the gas flow going on it. Waste not, want not. I pay for the gas, I'm using the gas. Alright, let's get another couple down. Same again. Oi, oi. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I didn't want a bridge, did it? It's quite a big gap there, to be fair. I did just touch the tungsten. It is what it is. I was only at 20 amps, so it really didn't do much damage. But the arc flares. Let's pop another one on. And here are many I prepared earlier. Tungsten grinder would be nice. Just using the bench grinder with a coarse wheel at the moment. Makes quick work of them, but it would be nice to actually control the angle of the tungsten. Right, get a last tack in. Come out a bit more, can't we? There we go. Now, I'm of mind to purge this because we're going to be bleeding through the 0.5 and we're going to be penetrating. So I'm going to go get some foil and set that up, and I'll be back in a jiffy. I was going for a lovely transition there, but my camera's in the way of the door, so you'll have to bear with this instead. Ooh. And transition. Best I can do. So we're back. We have a back purge in the top of the pipe. Again, pure argon, splitting off that Y piece that hopefully I've put in the video earlier. Running at about 3 litres per minute, which is what we need. And because argon's heavier than air, if I'm chucking it in at the top, it will be washing and filling up the bottom. And there is a small gap at the bottom as well, so I need to faff about with covering the backside and then knocking some holes in it, because this is slightly uneven in the flange set. So we've got air escaping, well, argon escaping around the bottom, and then our air is being pushed out the top. And then by the time the argon starts washing up here, I really don't care. All I care is that I'm getting argon here at least, because I'm going to be penetrating this 1.5mm, and we don't want sugaring on the back. It's not the worst thing in the world for an exhaust system, especially an exhaust system such as this one. But at the same time, I want it done right. Right? Cool. Alright, let's get cracking. Same settings as Tack's. Let's get it going. Tell you what, I didn't purge this one, which is what made me realise that I needed to purge this. I thought we'll be alright, we won't crack through. We did, but such a difference, I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, but such a difference it makes getting a back purge, because the puddle just wants to flow. It wants to actually go where your torch is. And it's just a pleasure. And I have no colour, which is equally interesting. It was good, because I'm chucking about 20 CFH for this fat gas lens. Maybe we want colour. Maybe I'll play with that later. Now I know for a weld to spec we don't, but this exhaust is not to spec. Did I hit it twice? Yeah, I hit it twice. There we go. That's so I've got 10 seconds post flow on, and just tapping it gives me another 10 seconds. That's all. Don't change the weld at all. Just ye olde double tap. Let's go from the other side now, so we don't warp it too much. Let's pop you up there. Are you still filming? Of course you are. Make sure our Baco foil purge is still working. It is. Tell you what, it's 36 and in a 36 degrees C. Pretty hot. Alright, let's get going. Stainless is fun, I'll give it that, but aluminium TIG and mild steel stick welding, it's got to be my two favourite. Stick welding mild steel is just so rewarding. I don't have a tack over here. Alright. We're fine. There we go. So where do I want to go next? Do I want to let it cool off? No. We're still cooking. Right. I'm going to need to get some more filler in a minute. You can watch me do that if you want. I don't even know what you guys are seeing. You could just be watching nothing, but we'll get in on the welds in a minute. Am I going to make that? Maybe. No. There we go. A bit too fast there. Alright. Getting hot now. And I need more filler anyway, so what I'll do. Yeah. Doing alright, aren't we? Hey? While that cools down a bit, I've got some filler. We can zoom in and see what's going on, can't we? Well, maybe we can't zoom in, but there we go. You get the idea. Let's get some acetone. Only a little bit. Oh, there we go. Just bed these in. Makes such a difference. As you can see. There we are. Alright. Let's get it. How's our purge doing? We're still fine. Let's turn it back on. Again, barely anything, and I'll figure it out by the end. See how much I've gone through and see whether it's oxidised or not. That's the intent, is just to make sure it doesn't oxidise on the other side. Because that wouldn't be very fun, would it? I've not dipped my tungsten yet as well, so that's quite nice. Alright. Why do I feel like I was over here? There we go. It's my pedal. There we are. Yeah, I had to say it, didn't I? I had to say it. Oh, double pump. There we go. change this tungsten out after that. You might be able to see it oxidise on the cam. Oh no. Ah yeah, there we go. Still straw is the hottest colour we've got on this so far. Tiniest bit of blue. So I'd say we're doing pretty damn well for controlling this weld. Alright. That's needle point. Go back and collar it. Pop it out head. Get that back on. Pop ourselves out a bit more. There we go. Alright. Getting close, aren't we? I'm not sure I'll be able to do this in one run, but I'll do it in two at most. Oh, that is. Alright, after I went through a massive rigmarole of getting new filler, cleaning it, running some welds, I forgot to press go on the camera, so I'm doing well, guys and girls, for my first YouTube video that isn't sim racing, where I don't say anything, all I do is record my screen. A bit different, innit? Right, let's give it a go. Double pump. That's also naughty, but that's just the HF going. And the arc's such a high length. We're not getting any power through that. Get rid of the purge though. Oh, wrong way. Right, there we go. Purge is gone. Let's get rid of the gas. We're going to have to let this piece cool down for a while now. Here we are, another flange, stainless. Mostly alright. That was where I was coming from, the back, and I went way too fast. You can see where it's gone strawy yellow and blue. And then here is where, as I stopped and I was letting the post flow go, I moved the torch away after a couple of seconds, just thinking. I was looking behind me for some reason, and then it immediately oxidised and went purpley blue, which is, I guess it's good for the Instagram, but it's no good for a good weld, is it? So yeah, it's all good there. And because I purged this one, I've got a good amount of penetration and no oxidation on the back either. So it's come through and it hasn't sugared, so I'd call that a success. Back on the bench, so what have we achieved in this episode? We've made the 2" to 2.5" expansion pipe, so that's where we're going from the welded joint of the back of the catalytic converter, just a very short run here, so we go from 2" to 2.5" OD with a little provision for the large silencer, but for now it's just going to be a straight pipe down here to the first 90-degree mandrel bend. That's coming up in the next episode, along with hopefully the majority of the manufacture for the rest of this system here, and then the super funky pie cut joint over here is probably going to be in 2 or 3 episodes. I've got no idea how long this is going to take, but that's to give you a heads up of where we are. We're also going to be doing the pie cut manufacture in the next episode as well, so you're just going to see me sizing these up and just running a bunch of them out so we can make the joints here and here. So quick little clarification as well. At one point I mentioned that there was no oxidation on the inside of the expansion pipe. There obviously was. I just meant no heavy oxidation. I'm going to make little slip ups like that, so apologies. So it did oxidize slightly. but there was none of that sugaring, which could lead to just early cracking and the pipe just not having a great time. So cheers for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one.